Okay, there should be 2 treasure chests in this room.
Somewhere.
I think it's about time.
You put this shit on fucking auto.
Oh yeah, I think it's about time. We found out how Carol got his pimp cane. Author's note. Another abomination of a story written while drunk. My prop this time was
Same.
Carol becomes the leader of a shady guild or something like that. Let me open my beer and then we'll get started. By the way, I am drinking the old chub.
Dog got a thing.
I hope this doesn't spill.
Have you vetted this one?
Susano, that's
Right.
probably the repeat spell on.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yep.
It sucks.
Good.
So.
Should be 1 more.
Susano O.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say the slug line for this is Carol gets left behind in Dawngress and decides to try out something.
There's some switches on the ground. I'm not sure if you
Wink.
have to activate them, but you probably should.
Nothing really
I think
mattress.
this is Rita's fell arm. Ouroboros.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep, that's the one.
Good.
It is
So is that
impossible
it? We
to
have all
escape
of them?
its attack. As soon as it says some shit like that.
So that was it then.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, but I think it's faster to just keep going and activate the warp. But go back. There's 2 switches in that room that I think you have to activate.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to burn this thing.
You have to burn the rope.
Brave Vesperia is bigger than you now. Yuri's words kept echoing in Carol's ears as he sat under an awning in Dawngrest, staring at the cobblestones as passerby whispered. If Brave Vesperia was bigger than him, did he really have a reason to hang out with them any longer? A failure like him could only drag them down. Hey look, it's Carol. Probably got thrown out of another guild again, eh?
Oh.
He's a regular guild bicycle, that one. That doesn't make any sense! The child grit his teeth. He'd grown accustomed to such rumors. After all, the Union, for all its infighting and petty grievances, was a tightly knit group accustomed to taking care of its own. I'm gonna say right now, this is far better written than a lot of the other bad.
What is the point of this platform?
I don't know. It's just to piss me off. That's the point.
However, even the Union has its limits. Every last guild in the Union, Carol knew he had checked, had given him a chance, and he disappointed every last one. It was a life that was getting tiring. He was old far before his time, and he knew it.
Wait, what?
Even Raven, old man as he was, had more life in him than Carol. For all Carol's bravado, for all his energy, beneath it all he was a broken little kid, just looking for a place to belong. And once again, he had sabotaged his chance to find a place in the world.
Don't let him trip you up.
No, he said, jumping to his feet, his oversized bag swinging with its violent movement, nearly upsetting his balance. Not again. Not now. Yuri's counting on me. He nodded, desperately trying to reassure himself. It was a delicate dance he'd done many times before. Though young, the art of self-delusion had come naturally to him. After all, it couldn't possibly be his fault that the organizations had compromised half the world's governance. Yeah, sorry, I read that wrong.
What?
After all, it couldn't possibly be his fault that the organizations that compromised...
The
Hold on, we
switch
gotta
is in the
skip.
lower
It's been
left
a
at the
long
bottom
time
there.
Yeah, I
since we
saw it.
first
Small
came
disc
here.
thing.
I wonder if Bowel's taking good care of things in our absence.
What is Bowel
Maybe
doing? He's
tired of
chilling
being in such a
outside.
dark place.
Yeah, really.
Come on, Raven.
And there's a
Why are
second
you
one to
so
the right.
worried?
You are. If you kids are gonna say stuff like
What do
that
those
to me,
switches even
maybe
do?
I'll go back for real.
I think they activate a bridge in the room with the ladder.
Oh, right, they do.
Yes, the Baul of a few years ago
Oh
might
god,
not have been
that's
able
so
to
awful.
Yes, it is. Especially since
By the
it's
time
very
you get
easy
to this part of the
overlook.
dungeon, it just...
I'm sure it's just
Ugh.
fine.
Right.
You really trust Baul, don't you, Judith?
I wish Judith
go
trusted
on.
me like that.
So this is the switch. I pressed it.
Yeah.
So I just totally butchered that sentence, whatever. He shook off a lingering doubt he'd felt for a moment. He had to move forward. Living in the past was never pleasant when the past was nothing more than a series of failures.
Deep.
For someone like him, it was the only way forward. He took off down the street, ignoring the cold stares from others as he ran pell-mell toward his destiny. Okay. Never heard that phrase before. He had to catch up to them, regardless of what Yuri thought of him. Actions spoke louder than words, or so they said. If this were true, then no words could erase his apathy and lack of action from before, but he had to try. Brave Vesperia was the last guild he had a chance with. After all, being former guild boss had to count for something, right? Also, your phone's going crazy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Probably. Whatever. That's right, Yuri, he muttered, ducking under a haggling Bendrin customer.
Okay, and we should be able
Brave
to go over those
Vesperia
bridges somewhere.
Is bigger than me now. But that doesn't mean... He trailed off, unable to complete his thought. Emotion ran through his head. It was as though a powerful force was shouting at him to hurry up, as though he needed to catch up to the others before it was too late. Brave Vesperia was going places. This Carol knew. Somehow, some way, he had the feeling that if he didn't go with them, they wouldn't go nearly far enough. He was understandably confused when destiny intervened with a sharp blow to the back of the head. As his consciousness faded, voices sounded from behind him. Aw, geez, you hit some kid. Let's just leave him be. Wait, if we drag him back to the guild house...
You motherfucker game!
I know what you did.
Keep your eyes on my sword.
Let's just leave him be.
Yeah.
Wait, if we drag him back to the guild house and claim he's our final member, then we'd have just enough to actually found the guild. Boss, you're a genius. Of course. He felt himself behind... What? Oh. Take back what I said about being well read. He felt himself behind, slung over a shoulder.
Well, he said it was
And the
fine.
exit to town, so tantalizing, faded as his eyes drooped close. That was a
a
sentence.
series of sentences.
Take a drink.
Okay, so I did something. Now,
Yeah,
sure
there's a
did
big
something.
stair there now, and you have to go over there.
Gah, repeat, what is it? He blurted, sitting straight upright in bed. As he looked around, he found himself to be in a very unfamiliar place. Some enterprising individual had erected walls of loosely bound planks in an alley, creating the illusion of rooms. He found himself in a, quote, bed, unquote, comprised of a few ratty sheets atop what was an actually very plush mattress. Unfortunately, it was small enough that most would have found their legs hanging off the end, but for someone of his side, it was perfect.
Oh, that's
Size.
good. Also, good job, Kubo.
Ah, he's finally
Going to
awake,
kill
someone
someone.
said. Through a small door of sheets, a man of slim build, thinner hair, and surprisingly tacky, garish clothing walked in. Following him was a man with an almost comically large nose who wore a fine tuxedo that tried far too hard to scream class and failed. Eagle? Carol murmured, recognizing the union's official guild inspector. Many a time had the two met. After all, Carol had been in literally every guild, and it had been inevitable for the two to meet eventually. His time in the Dark Wings alone had been enough to guarantee multiple visits to ensure only the Thieves Guild knew how to pick a lock, and not anyone else. Oh,
What?
sir.
That made sense.
Well, I guess he's breaking a ton of rules because he knows how to pick a lock when he's not in the guild.
Are
Anyway,
you reading
okay.
this thing or not?
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm analyzing this. Honestly, Carol had a hard time understanding why the guild would sanction a thief guild in the first place. It only made Dongris look bad. Ah, Eagle sniffed, looking down at his glasses at the little man. I guess like snorted or whatever, but I see you're getting your time with Carol out of the way early then. The man in the bright yellow and purple jester's outfit just started. Carol? The Carol? He regarded Carol with disappointment. Aw, damn it, I was so excited to bring in the viewpoint of the next generation on this project. Wait, but I didn't. Carol bit his reply short as his captor shot him a very deliberate look, one Carol understood to mean, I have all your equipment and items, and if you don't play along, I'll sell
I
them
have
all
all
off
of your
to the
equipment and
king."
items. The RPG is thread.
Damn it.
It was a look that Carol was none too proud to have seen many different times on many different occasions, many of them following his time with Hop To It, the distillery guild.
Hop to,
What?
I think that was like a clever pun.
I guess so.
Okay, sure.
Didn't what? The eagle gave him a piercing look, trying to discern what coercion was at work. Is there a problem here? The room's silence thickened as Carol sweated, trying to come up with just the right thing to say. I didn't realize he'd be stopping by. Well, it sure is great to see the eye of the Union come way out here. Carol laughed, a nervous titter fueled by primal fear. He had no idea where he was. He would likely be alone with a strange man soon, and he didn't even have his Blastia on him to try and help
Yeah,
him
there's
fight his
another
way
net to
out.
the right
The
there.
amphetamines kicked in
Yeah.
is the next sentence
Okay.
I'm expecting you to read.
Note the next sentence is actually, Nan would be very disappointed.
Oh man, I love Nan.
Eagle sniffled again but said nothing. Very well, sir. I believe I have everything I need for the Union to make its decision. You'll be informed of the decision in a few days' time. Unless your charter member has any comments for the record? He gave Carol, a young lad alone in a strange place, a very direct look.
I'm
Carol
not
considered
sure.
speaking up. After all, Eagle knew him, and despite the Union's growing exasperation with him, they'd still probably help. If all else failed, he could claim he was here on brave Vesperia's business and hope Yuri would bail him out. No, nothing. He needed his bag, if nothing else. That thing had the thing had some serious sentimental value.
Good.
Very well then, I wish you good luck. Eagle bowed and retreated, no doubt to dust off his suit thoroughly. The man still in the room waited for a few beats, presumably to ensure that the Union official had left. God damn, kid, I wasn't sure if you're gonna go along with this. Never would have guessed you were Carol. Yeah, I know I've got a
The
reputation.
Carol, sir.
Carol's cheeks colored as he stood, noting his aching head. So, where am I? And do you mind if I leave already? I'm kinda on a strict timetable here. Even as he spoke the words, he noted with alarm the lack of nagging, hurry up and link with the other's voice.
Do I need
that
to kill
had
this big
vexed
thing
him
here?
so
I
earlier.
don't think so.
Okay, we're not killing the big thing.
Well, I'm afraid you can't leave. The man moved to block the door. And why's that? Carol dropped
Just
into
keep
a crouch,
going until
reaching
you
for a
open the
weapon
chest.
that wasn't there on instinct. Well, you
Meteorite
see,
bleed?
we said you were our leader. What? Your leader? I don't even know who you guys are. The man ran a hand through his straight black hair and laughed sheepishly. Well, you see, that's why it was so perfect. No one in their right minds would want to lead us.
Okay, now this is gonna
Carol
sound weird,
face
but
palmed.
exit the dungeon.
Okay.
Carol
Just
facepalmed.
get the fuck out.
Oh, great. Who are you guys? The thin man puffed up his already distended belly.
Oh.
Thesaurus.
Oh, dear.
We're the proud, magnificent guild Tail Money. Carol did a double take.
Could you spell that for me?
Tail, T-A-I-L, money. Carol did a double
Great.
take.
Oh, wow, that's good.
The man leaned in, looming over Carol in a way that made him wonder if he should find an adult. Let's just say I'll tell you when
Jesus.
you're older. Carol took a step back, wincing when his back struck a wall. I don't have time for this. I can't lead you guys. I've already got a guild to lead. The man scoffed. You? Even I, who just applied for union membership, have heard nothing about you.
Okay, so we left the guild.
Yeah,
He
a
left the
cutscene
guild.
should trigger.
Yeah, we got cutscene.
Good.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
And then fly to Ornian.
What's the deal, guys? Isn't that exciting?
It's not like there's some lost treasure or anything.
Yeah, but they're ancient relics. They've got to have something cool hidden inside, right?
They're not giving off any vibes that I can feel.
Maybe there's some sort of key that would unlock their power.
Maybe. I want to know why they were hidden in the first place. Why are they treated so differently from De Nomos?
Yeah,
Maybe.
We're
Something
almost
bad
done.
about them?
I don't know. Anyway, at least we know we've got
Yeah, and
all
I
of them
think we
together.
unlocked the
Now all
elevator
that's
so
left
we
to
can
do
just
is
go
give them to
Right.
Freya
straight
and
to
let
the
him
end.
deal with the mess.
You know, you've got a real winner of a personality.
It took you long enough to notice.
There can be no doubt that entrusting the fell arms with him is our most reliable option.
Okay, so we got these fell arms.
Exactly.
That's great.
Next stop.
I'm so proud of us.
So where are we going now?
Ornian.
Which one is that?
The one in the bottom
The new
right.
town.
Yeah,
The one what?
the one
The
that...
new one that got built after the
Oh,
Burly Brawl.
Yeah.
Burly Brawl.
You leading a guild would be like an imperial noble joining a guild whose only goal was uphold justice or something. No, I know you've got
That
nothing
was
better
tortured.
to
Yeah.
do. He leaned in once more, trapping Carol beneath his wiry frame. Come on, all you have to do is be our
Oh my
face.
gosh.
I just don't want people to know I'm the one actually leading the guild all about...
Commandant Flynn,
Carol used the moment to display his mastery over the subtle art of oratory by kicking the man squarely in the balls.
Okay.
The man went down, screaming in pain, as Carol scampered out of the room.
Hey.
Oh, sorry. There's shit going on. Okay. I haven't looked at the TV in like...
No, sir. I'm just fine. I will continue my watch.
Yeah, this is the right thing.
Taking breaks is part of the job. You can't protect people with enthusiasm alone.
But
How is this
Go
scene
get
supposed
some
to
rest.
happen if Flynn could be in our party?
It's not. In the PS3 version, you don't have to do this.
We need your approval for the distribution of the foodstuffs.
Very good. I'll be right there.
Commandant Flynn, I'd like to speak with
completely
you
forgot
about
about
building
those.
materials.
Yes, I
I
haven't
figured.
forgotten. However, I'm just on my way to supervise the food distribution.
Because it's very
I'm afraid
arbitrary.
you'll have to come with
Like,
me.
We're watching
No.
a bureaucrat do bureaucratic shit. This is
Yes,
not interesting.
Yeah, but you just got the weapons that were sealed away because they could destroy the world.
Fell arms for the time being.
And now you're going to give them to the
Why
to
the
the bureaucrat, I guess.
I think Yuri's trying to say that
Or
we've
not.
all got
Oh.
a job to do.
Never mind.
Flynn wouldn't be able to look after the fell arms with all this stuff going on.
How kind of you.
Kindness has nothing to do with it. Let's get going.
I think he might have blushed there. Wow, now I've seen everything.
Okay, that should be it.
And thus, through friendly
Baka.
teasing,
Go back
the
to the
youth
panel
of
dungeon.
today form the bonds of tomorrow.
At which point I believe we have everything.
I think so.
Everything
So,
we care to
seeing
get.
that cutscene unlocked the fell arms, or
It unlocked something. Let's put it that way.
I think we got all the,
Okay.
fucking,
back to the dungeon?
hot springs cutscenes.
Yeah, we did. I'll be changing
The man went down screaming in pain as Carol scampered out of the room. With any luck, his equipment would be nearby, and he could escape this madman's plans. His fleet feet led him out of the alleyway to find himself sinking into sand. Sand, huh? What's so strange about sand here, kid? A gruff voice asked. Carol turned to see an old man staring at him crossways. Oh, you're the leader of that guild, aren't you? Carol hung his head. Everyone already knows?
Go down the stair, I think.
Now,
Yeah,
go
there's a-
down and right.
Yeah.
Stairs.
Teleport.
The old man ran ahead,
Let's take
hand through
care
his
of him
beard.
quick.
Well, most everyone does, thanks to those signs everywhere. Carol looked, and
go
sure
to
enough,
6,
on an
not
adobe
7.
building that composed half of the alley's wall hung a poster detailing, quote, his, unquote, guild's many services. Reading the list made him redden with the promises of lewd women the posters proclaimed. And there in the middle, identified as the Ringleader of Raunchiness, was a poor, out-of-proportion
title.
drawing of himself.
Ringleader of
Am I really this ugly? Carol muttered.
Which level are we going?
6.
7?
6.
6?
Anyway, I'll let you get back to whatever it is a child like you does. The old man shook his head sadly. Gotta pick up the day's food and all. Wait! A haunting feeling came over
Just save
Carol.
there.
Being in many guilds, he'd been all around the world, and he didn't recognize this desert village. How far are we from Dongrest? Oh, a few weeks or so. Can't hardly come across many ships coming out this way, though. A few weeks. Carol
that
plopped
in-
down on the sand, not even caring that he'd barely made it more than a few feet from his, quote, office, unquote. As the old man creaked his way away from the bewildered young man, Carol's, quote, associate, unquote, emerged from the alley, clutching himself and wincing occasionally. You've got one hell of a kick, Carol. So now that you know the situation, will you help us? Something in Carol snapped. He was a long way from home, had a chance to start anew, and didn't have any other options. After all, he'd needed to move forward anyway rather than remaining in the past. Perhaps this could be his place, his new beginning. Yes, Carol grinned. Fetch me a cane and let's get down to business. The end.
Perfect.